Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. Myself, Jason, today bringing you a rather special whiskey review. As today we're going to be reviewing the Glenmorangie 25-year-old. So this is one that I picked up a year and a month ago as it was my 25th birthday, and this was the whiskey that I wanted to celebrate with. So as you can see, this bottle has now gone all the way down, and I'm looking at around about maybe just under a dram. Maybe a dram it is, but I'm going to pour myself a dram and we'll talk about the Glenmorangie 25-year-old. That has got a heavy stopper on the top. So, Glenmorangie 25, this is one that's got a little bit of sentiment to me because I picked it up for my birthday, and it's a whiskey that's actually gone up in price a lot since it was released. So it's one of the top end from the Glenmorangie range, minus the ones that they have in the range called the Pride. And I believe they've even got now a vintage out there. So in terms of age, it's 25 years old. The ABV on this one is 43%. The cask selection in this one, they use a combination. I think I've read they have 3 casks and they threw away the box, which probably wasn't too helpful. But it's got American white oak casks, Oloroso sherry casks, and I believe French Burgundy cask or some sort of French cask, which they use to make this whiskey. Now in terms of the overall actual distillery, it is the Glenmorangie distillery. They're owned by the parent company LVMH, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, and they're located in the Highlands of Scotland. Now, Glenmorangie, when they initially launched this one, it was part of their core range, and I think it was released at £250 here in the United Kingdom, which is not a bad price. For a 25-year whiskey, that is what I classify as perfect pricing. £250 for 25 years. However, I've seen it recently on the market, and because of the lack of supply, I believe, of it in the market, it's crept up now to almost £500, and I've seen on Amazon £565, which I thought was just incredibly expensive. It's almost doubled and almost gone a bit further than a doubling in price. So, exclusivity-wise, I think it must be exclusive because I don't think there's very much of it left, and that's why the price has just gone through the window. Now, in terms of also caramel colouring, it is told that there is none in this one, so that means we will judge the colour. And for me, I'm thinking this is more on the lines of a copper gold. It's got a nice sort of dark tinge to it. So copper gold in terms of colour. Let's begin by assessing the nose. I'm looking forward to this one. Into the nose. So to begin on the actual nose of the Glenmorangie 25, wow, I was nosing this one for a good 5 minutes and I just lost track of time. So beginning on the nose of this one, I'm getting like what reminds me of freshly cut pineapples. Really giving it that really nice sweetness and that distinctive pineapple-y character. It's followed up by an interesting character of spearmint chewing gum. It smells like if you've actually been chewing spearmint chewing gum and you're just taking it out and you try getting it a sniff, that sort of character of spearmint chewing gum is very interesting. There is a little sweetness developing behind. And it's like a fruity sweetness, but it's almost too sweet. Almost like mixed jelly beans. And there's like these fruity jelly bean sweets that you can get in the shops. There's a little note of a blood orange, like a blood orange marmalade. It's quite rounded. All these flavours seem to have a nice sweeter edge to them. You can see the pinky going out. There's a little bit even of a note like a blackberry jam. Interestingly enough, even a bit more tropical now as it develops. Passion fruit. Maybe like a passion fruit concentrate. Like when you're making a cocktail, you're using these different concentrates like a passion fruit concentrate. And there's a slight character of almost stewing fruits like apricots, peaches, apples, green apples, and a bit of soft pears, but not getting too much on that. Maybe a little bit of sultanas, but it's not really pushing that envelope into those dry fruits. It's almost like ripe fruits that have been left to stew together in a pan. Wow, that has got so much flavour. Let's get into the palate next. Sláinte. So to begin on the actual palate for the Glenmorangie 25, the arrival on the palate is almost like a medium full. As it develops, those flavours carry on further. Mr. Banana's got so happy, he jumped onto the bottle, which was actually hilarious. But these flavours now start marrying together, and you're getting a lot of these stone fruits, those apricots, like I mentioned. Before they were stewing, it's now you've taken these out of the stewing pan, and now you're just able to take them, you're dissecting, and you're putting them on your palate. You're getting these different flavours. There's apricot jam, almost like peaches. Peaches with the skins, giving a little bit of that velvety texture. A bit of apples coming through now. almost like juicy sultanas. Jackfruit. This is a tropical fruit which I had in India, and I'm getting it here on the actual palate, which is absolutely crazy. Never had that. I don't believe I've ever had jackfruit in a whiskey, but this is the first here. I'm gonna have a second sip. This has got so many flavors going on. Now, carrying on from those flavors, there's apricots, there's apples, peaches, sultanas. It's now developing. That jackfruit is still coming through, which is insane. I never thought I'd get that in a whiskey from Scotland. But I'm picking out a little bit of characters of a bit of a sort of tannic note. Almost like you're getting maybe a combination of light plums and dark plums, and you put them together and you're chewing them, you're getting the juicy character. And from that, you're getting even a little bit of almost brown sugar, but melted, caramelized brown sugar, sweetening the rest of the palate as these flavors go down, the soft fruity characters, and then it leads into a sort of oaky sandalwood presence as it slightly dries out the mid. I'm finding it more probably to the back palate. Yeah, mid to back palate dries out ever so slightly, leaving. Oh, I need to get into the finish. I'm going to do the finish and we'll come to my conclusion. I was going to go off on another one, but into the finish. So now into the finish for the Glenmorangie 25. The overall flavour profile on the finish isn't as long as I'd expected. The finish sort of seems to, it's like going, and then it just cuts itself off. You get this sort of drying oak. You get a combination of plums, peaches. Actually, a lot more peaches right now. I was getting that sort of tannic note from the plums, which I found in the palate at the end. Now on the finish, it's peaches. And these peaches with the skins, the velvety character. A little bit of spice citrus in there as well. But then as soon as it gets that oakiness, kicks back in, giving you that age. It cuts itself off, and that's the end for the actual overall finish of the whiskey, which I'm kind of sad about. Mr. Bananas, what do you think? I don't think he's very happy either. But now let's get into my rating for this one. And for this one, I'm actually going to go with this one over here. This is an 89 out of 100. I'm actually carrying it because Mr. Bananas on the platform, but 89 out of 100. Now, my reasoning behind that, maybe, actually, no, I'm going to go, yeah, 89 out of 100 it is. So, reason behind that, the overall flavour of this whiskey is fantastic. The nose just gives you so much. The palate is there to be enjoyed. And to see all these different layers and flavours combined together is just incredible. Only downside, I'm not giving this higher. And if you have seen my Signet video, I'll leave that link in the top corner here. The Signet just gave me a little bit more. And in terms of price point, if this is $250, I'd happily give it a higher rating. If it's anything higher than £350, this would go all the way down to an 81 out of 100. Reason being, I really don't like the price if it's at £560 because I think that's just ridiculous. This one over here, it's got a great profile. At around about, I'd say maximum £350, it would still hold up at an 89 out of 100. It's got a bit of depth, it's got lots of complexity, lots of flavours. Value for money, it's a bit iffy at, but if you are a big fan of Glenmorangie like myself, I paid $250 for it, so I got it on a good price. I wouldn't really go up to the 500, so $350 max is what I'm going to say for the price point. But let me know your thoughts. If you guys have tried the Glenmorangie 25, or if you've ever contemplated buying one of these bottles, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. But that's going to be it for the Glenmorangie core range. I have done all the Glenmorangie reviews, so now next up is the Private Editions. If you guys have enjoyed the video, a thumbs up is always appreciated. And also be sure to hit the subscribe button, which I'll leave over here. Be sure to check out some of my other videos here on screen. But this has been me, JasonWhiskyWise, and I'll catch you all for our next video. Sláinte.